Hello and welcome back to Shelf to Screen. I thought I was going to have some better audio quality for you guys today. I was due some microphone coming in, like a little lapel mic, cheap thing, so probably not very good, but it was due to come in today. It's not come in, so I can get a refund and maybe it'll show up anyway and we'll find out. But don't get your hopes up. As much as I want to increase the quality of this channel and improve, I'm on a very strict student budget, so we're not going crazy 4K HD audio anytime soon. So we are going to jump into the living room very quickly and I'm going to show you the recent updates and changes to it that's happened since the first episode of Shelf to Screen. So we'll jump over there now and I will see you back here in a minute. Hello, we have went back in time a little bit. I've decided to record this in the morning or the early afternoon while my flatmate's gone, so I'm not disturbed and I'm not embarrassing myself. So before we upgraded, if you've watched the last episode of Shelf to Screen, I had a old plasma sitting here and there was some white ugly shelves that it sat on top of. They're gone. Well, the shelves are in my room now. The other TV's gone and we've upgraded to this big flat screen, which it's just 1080p. It's nothing exciting, but it's from my house or my parents' house, from my room. Used to be on a wall that was like not much bigger than the TV, maybe about that wide. So the TV took up most of it and now it's on this big wall that goes further than you can see, so that's brilliant. And then if we angle you down a little bit, you can see we've also got a new cabinet. So this came from charity shop. This was a great charity shop find. It was 30 quid. I think I could have haggled them down a little bit more for it and got it for cheaper, but it's perfect. It fits. We've got an old fireplace here, so it fits on the base of the fireplace perfectly, depth-wise and width-wise. All our cables, they live down the back, and I need to get a nice cable tie, like a white cable tidy. That would be better. But yeah, it's a lot better. We've got our consoles in here, sitting a lot nicer. So I've got my PS2, my Steam Link, not mine, Emma's PS4, and then we have a joint owned Wii here. All Emma's Blu-rays, DVDs, and then PS2 games kind of live in here. I want to, ideally, as I play things, move the games around to reflect what I'm playing and make it makes me really want to sit down and play when I see like the box of the game that I'm playing and I'm like, oh yeah, that's the one, and then I sit down and it's an experience. I think it goes back to when I was a kid and I'd buy games from Game Station. I'd sit in the car like half an hour in the way car and open them and read the manuals like front to back and read all the writing and look at all the art. Boxes are it's like a book to me, like a physical book. It brings a lot more feelings than just a digital game. So having these physical games is really nice. But speaking of digital games, there we go, let's bring it up a bit. But speaking of digital games, my Steam Link here has come in clutch. It's brilliant. Through there with my PC, I don't got the comfiest seat. It's just like a black fold out metal bit of fabric thing. But in here, sofa bed. Which, granted, I don't use it as a sofa bed, it's just a sofa at the moment, but I'll spin you around and I'll show you before we leave just how comfy a sofa this is. But Steam Link, I have got it HDMI'd and powered in the back. I have a 15-meter Ethernet cable that I run from my room, just round the corner, into the living room, underneath the rug, and then it goes into here. So there's no lag, there's no loss of quality. It's as best as I'm going to get without actually plugging my PC into the screen, so it's pretty good. And then in this drawer, we have my controller that I use, and then we have our other controllers for our Wii and our PlayStation and stuff. And then, oh yeah, I've got a mouse for when things don't go right on the Steam Link. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoy using my Steam Link. It's just makes it a bit more awkward to record because I've not got the hotkeys to push. But I am getting a wireless keyboard for Christmas, so that will solve our problems, and I will be able to capture footage better when I'm in here, rather than try to do something and then sprint through there and push the button and hope that I caught it. I should just be able to push the button and that should be it. And because I said that I would show you, this is our very nice comfy sofa with one of my little flatmates having a sleep on it here. Now you've seen my latest setup and how I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2, let's go over my current progress. So, Red Dead 2, latest game for shelf to screen, which is of course the series where I try get games off my shelf or off my digital shelf and onto the screen, played, documented and uploaded to you guys so you can find out how it went. It's not the first time I've played it, but when I played it kind of the first couple of times, I didn't stick with it. I maybe wasn't paying full attention and couldn't give it the appreciation that it deserved. So this time round, straight away, I found a connection to characters that I did not feel the first time round. I've enjoyed Chapter 1, surprisingly, which a lot of people would disagree with, even though I've done it a few times already and it does take a while. Getting to experience that first impression of all the characters again, I've really enjoyed, and I'm not sure if I'm just appreciating it more because I'm paying more attention and I'm giving it the proper time it deserves and the focus, or if it's because I'm just a little bit older, I've consumed a little bit more mature media since when I played it when it first released to PC, and I can just kind of appreciate the characters and the writing a little bit more. I will say here that I don't have any footage of Chapter 1 because when I was recording clips I did it in the wrong format, so my editing software will not accept my clips, so you're just going to have to put up with whatever I give you to look at. I've been strangely connecting a lot to Arthur, even though he's a middle-aged man and I'm a very barely an adult lassie, but strangely relatable in that, I don't know, just some of the things he says, like in Chapter 2, he goes, oh, into civilization, or that civilization, speaking about going into town and seeing people and having to, you know, act accordingly. I relate to that so much. I just want to stay inside, do my thing, chill. Out there, it's the civilization, the real people, you've got to behave, you've got to be a real person, and I totally get him on that side of things. Another thing I've really enjoyed seeing about Arthur in comparison to myself is his journal. He journals very, very different to me. He does his pictures and his long diary entries, where I do more bullet journal type journaling, so I'm more, that was my elbow. I'm more lists and to-do lists and trackers, but I do like to do a picture in there now and again and write a wee diary entry, so it's quite nice to see the comparison and kind of journal alongside him. I've been writing my game thoughts in my journal and then putting them onto the computer in my actual game log when I've got the chance, rather than trying to go between game, computer. I just jot it down in my journal and then transfer it all over at some point. One thing I've found during my kind of time with Arthur is that he struggles to be a good guy just as much as I do. Sometimes it seems like he's really trying to be he's not trying to be a good guy while doing bad things. He's a bad guy. He does bad guy things, but he is trying to do good things alongside being a bad guy, which is a very difficult thing to do. They kind of go against each other, and it's definitely not helped by me when I accidentally pull my gun out and start a fight or kill someone that I don't really mean to or shouldn't, or something like that. But we're trying, and I think we're sitting somewhere around the middle of the morality meter, so we'll take that for going into Chapter 3. I've got to say it's one of the first games I've played in a while where I don't feel rushed to do things, but I also don't feel stuck and not able to do things. It's a nice balance between being able to, like, if you want, you can fish and you can hunt for your own food and you can stop at camp and you can take this time and you can really slow down and do all these little tasks. Or if you don't want to, you can go to the butcher, go to the shop, you can buy food and you can munch it on the go. You don't even have to get off your horse, you can just then done. You can feed your horse on the horse while on the move. So if you really want, you can get going with some progress and not have to stop and do these things, but I think it's beneficial and the game really rewards you actually for just slowing down and taking the time to do these things. You end up with better stats and it lasts you longer, but you just, never mind like the stat thing, just game-wise and enjoyment-wise, you find so much more interesting things in the game world. You find strangers and better animals and huts and buildings you would never come across if you just go off the beaten path and kind of go out to do these things. So I think it's really rewarding to actually go at whatever pace you fancy, because at the same time, if you want to speed up and blast through missions, the missions are great fun. You can do that and you don't have to feel like, oh, I need to stop and go hunt, or the camp's going to starve. Like, it won't, it'll be fine, it'll just carry on. It's nice to do and keep the camp going, but you don't need to. You can very much plow on and do missions and have fun. Going into chapter 3, they have moved camp next to this big lake, and I've got to say I think it's a good idea that they move camp around the map, because I've stuck to the area reasonably near camp because I've not unlocked fast travel yet, and getting around places isn't exactly the fastest when you've got a horse. Even though I've got a very nice racehorse, it's not the quickest mode of transport in comparison to being able to, I don't know, steal a jet. So moving the camp around the map, I think, is going to let me experience the map in chunks, so that it's all, I'm kind of constantly finding something new, rather than going, oh yeah, we've moved camp over here, but I've been here and I've done all this side stuff. No, that's actually like a whole fresh area of the map, basically. It's untouched. I mean, it's not untouched, I've been there, so I'm familiar with a couple landmarks, which is nice. It doesn't feel totally disconnected, but at the same time it does feel new and fresh, and the settings are so wildly different. Like, now I'm down in the swamp, and filled with swamp people in comparison to a Valentine that was very much just a western town. So I'm really looking forward to progressing more in chapter 3, considering it's the furthest I've ever been in this game for sure. I couldn't really remember how far I got last time. I thought they moved camp, but they didn't. I obviously just did a mission where I went away from camp, and I've gotten confused because there's no way I've been this far. So this is all new and exciting to me, and we'll see how we get on. However, as I'm a student, if you don't know, I do civil engineering at uni, and I'm in my final year, so this is quite an important, well, it's the most important year for me. So assessments or assignments, and I've got one exam coming up just kind of between now and the first couple weeks of December. So I suspect that progress will probably slow down a little bit, but at the same time I do want to keep playing so I can have a lot to tell you next time we have a little catch up, I suppose. That's one thing, I suppose, that's been bothering me a bit, is trying to record these videos for you guys and also trying to enjoy my game. I'm finding it a little bit like I want to be playing but I feel like I should be making this video, or vice versa, I want to make a video but I feel like I should be playing. So that is something that I'm going to have to work on, is my kind of filming and playing process, but that's something that probably just comes with practice. I'm sure it's something that all YouTubers have to work out at some point, but if anyone has any pointers or tips for how you maybe manage recording, writing and playing and not getting them all convoluted, that would be wonderful. Please leave them in the comments. So if you'd like to see more of my Red Dead Redemption 2 progress, maybe some more gaming setup updates as we get some Christmas decorations on the go, and of course some shelf to screen progress, whether we get this game finished and move on to my next one, or if we get a little side game going on the go. That would be naughty because then we might not finish this one, but maybe we'll see. If you'd like to see any of that, please subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching, guys. See you later.